Alright Pistons fans, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about anonymous scouts destroying Shaedon Sharpe. But before we get into that, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal is 200 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I drop consistent Pistons content, and let's get right into this. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, put the image on the screen right now. It reads, an anonymous executive blast Shaedon Sharpe. So it says, how the can you be the 5th pick in the draft if you haven't played in a year and a half? It's not like James Wiseman. The guy is 7 feet tall. Show me where the 5-star is. Show me. Now this is another quote. He says, I'm not a big fan of pro days, but we have to watch and see guys like Sharpe. You can see he has all the tools, great body, he's athletic and can shoot, but he hasn't played and that scares me, says Scout A. Here's the next one. According to NBA Big Board Director of Scouting, Rafael Barlow, Sharpe's minimal body of work at Kentucky and throughout the draft process has teams hesitant, if not turned off entirely. I wouldn't take him in the top 10, one of the anonymous scouts told Barlow. It's too small of a sample size. Someone's gonna get burned. And then lastly, before I give my take on this, here's a clip of Shaedon Sharpe in high school dribbling the basketball, and then he gets it stripped away from him, and then there's a quote from this scouting organization speaking on this. So play the clip right now. So after that clip, this scouting organization, they said Shaedon Sharpe has a concerning combination of a lack of burst and a poor handle. He doesn't explode off the dribble and struggles to sell his moves. He struggled to create separation from defenders, which often led to him taking difficult shots or not being able to create. So there's just a lot there thrown at Shaedon Sharpe, a lot of harsh criticism there. And I will say this, okay? As far as the thing goes where, they're attacking him for not playing college basketball, I don't really, agree with that point if you're going to criticize Shaedon Sharpe. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is rankings, okay? And the reason why I'm going to rankings is because if you look at previous history in the NBA, before players go to college, they get ranked. And if you look at the top 10 of previous years, look at all of these guys, right? More than likely, if you were ranked in the top 10 of high school basketball, you were basically guaranteed to go to the NBA. That's typically how it goes. Modern day scouts have gotten really good when it comes to determining how high school players will most likely play in college. Yes, the rankings are a little off because some players are better than others, but more likely than not, if you're in the top 10, you are darn near guaranteed to go to the NBA in modern scouting. And if you look at Shaedon Sharpe, let's look at his class right here. He was ranked number 3. So that's the first point that I want to mention. Regardless of the fact that he didn't play college basketball, he was still ranked number 3 in his class. Now, I will say, not playing ball for a year, he did lose a lot of possible experiences that he could have had, and being put in difficult situations. That is something that needs to be stated. But I look in the past, and Kobe Bryant, he didn't play college basketball. And actually in the NBA, there was a certain point in time where a lot of guys just decided, hey, I'm going to go directly from high school to the NBA. Some guys succeeded like Kobe and Kevin Garnett, and then you have other guys who we don't even know their names because they were major busts. It's the reason why now it's kind of required for you to at least go to college, because there were so many guys who came out who ended up becoming bust directly from high school because it was just difficult to judge high school film. But the point that I'm trying to make is that there are guys who can be successful directly from high school, so you can't rule that out. We don't know if Shaedon will be one of those guys or not. The transition from college basketball to the NBA is difficult as it is, so I can only imagine how much more difficult it will be for someone who last time played basketball was in high school, directly going from that to the NBA. But at the same time, let's not act like college basketball guarantees success. A few years ago, the New York Knicks decided to draft Kevin Knox 9th overall. He went to Kentucky, and so far in the NBA, he has been a disappointment. Marquise Chris, he went to Washington. He was a lottery pick, but he has also been disappointing in the NBA. And I can find multiple examples of some guys who go to college and they come out being great in the NBA, but other guys who turn out to be flat out bust. For me, it's not how you got to this point where you're in consideration for being picked in the NBA draft. I don't care if you played in high school, I don't care if you played in college, the G League, Lithuania, it doesn't really matter to me. All that matters is, do you have game? Can you play the game of basketball at a high level on the NBA stage? And that's not for me to determine, it's not for you guys to determine. It is up to these NBA scouts, these people who claim to be experts. It's going to be on them to determine whether or not a guy like Shaedon Sharpe will be draft worthy. They have to bring him in for workouts to see how he is physically. They have to bring him in for interviews to see where his head is at. And they also, have to look at high school tape and judge the little that you can judge from high school tape, because obviously, the competition level, he's going up against guys who don't even play basketball anymore. But I do believe personally that he does have the physical ability. I believe that he does have skill, even though earlier, as I read to you guys, scouts tried to attack his skill. And I definitely do believe that from everything that I've seen and read online, that he does deserve consideration for, being a lottery pick. I just don't know if it's top 5 material. And you guys know how I feel now. I'm on the Ben Mathurin train, where I believe the Pistons should take him at number 5. But that's all that I have to say. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say about this in the comment section below, because, there was a lot here. Just many scouts, anonymous sources going get Shaedon Sharpe. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 5K, and I'm out.